Welcome back to another special edition of the Optimist podcast brought to you by Optimist International. Today we're talking with Connie Schnieitner about membership retention, and she's from the Optimist Club of York County. Connie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So, one of the things we always ask about on this podcast is your Optimist story. Tell us how you got involved with the Optimist clubs.
Well, it goes back many, many years. I've been in an Optimist Club for over 30 years, and I worked at a bank at that time. And one of the members of the club invited me to come to a meeting. And I came to a meeting, and it was about children, and I love children, and I was sold. And I've been doing it ever since.
I think that's a reason a lot of people get involved in the Optimist clubs is to help out their communities. So it's awesome we can get people like you on this. But you guys had something really exciting happen. You were in the top 10 in retention this year for membership. Tell me a little bit about that.
I contributed to communication. I really feel it's important that our club presidents, our lieutenant governors, and myself communicate with our members. So I asked them to talk to their clubs, the lieutenant governors, monthly. I talk to the lieutenant governors monthly, and we all believe that communication is key to the success of the club.
What are some of the stuff that you guys have used besides communication to keep the clubs engaged? Is it with their club projects or fundraisers and such?
Absolutely. Yes. There's been some really great fundraisers as well as projects. I'll start with the fundraisers. Several of our clubs do golf tournaments, and they can bring in anywhere from 75 to 100 people that are golfing for that day. It's a great time for us to set up a table. We normally do it in honor of somebody. Usually it's a member that has passed. Also, another event that really brings in a lot of people is a craft show. And they've done this craft show for many, many years. And they have over 100 vendors that come into this craft show. And just great opportunities to talk to the communities and to meet people.
And then as you're working as a governor in this district and you're instructing your lieutenant governors, I'm sure you have monthly meetings with them as well.
With the lieutenant governors,
Yes.
we communicate on a monthly basis. We have quarterly meetings, and in between, I make phone calls. I was on with some this morning, as a matter of fact, and yesterday.
So when you became governor, did you have a goal of keeping membership retention? Was that one of your goals for this year?
I think membership retention was one of them. Growth was my number one. We've added 59 members at last check, and I believe just yesterday or the day before, one of our clubs added 14. So they are a sports club, so they have basketball happening right now, and they need lots of help. And so they're trying to convert those volunteers into members.
Now, I know you guys have a special youth project in your club. Would you tell us a little bit about the Owls programs and why it's been so successful?
Yes. Well, we're just getting started on the OWLS program, but I just love what we've done so far. So what we're doing is we're looking at our Title I schools, which are poverty schools in our county. And then we're asking each member to pick out a school that they would like to be their school. And we're doing this on an elementary level. Then they are to call the school nurse and find out what the needs are. For example, the school I'm dealing with, they needed socks. They had so many kids coming in the wintertime that did not have socks. So I took a lot of socks in, and the nurse said to me, "Do you think you could get some gloves?" So I ordered 24 pairs of gloves. In fact, they're supposed to come today. Um, we have other members that are taking in unisex sweatpants so that if the children have an accident, there's something for them to change into. Children's underclothing. Um, it's something that I feel has really brought our club together. And at our district meeting, which is happening in February, the two people that are leading the OWLS program will be speaking to all the clubs. So we're very excited about that.
And what are some other things you have like you think that contributed to the retention of members in your club this year? Because that's part of our problem, I think, as an organization. We have a hard time retaining members.
Um, I think engaging projects. Uh, we have done the essay, oratorical, and now the visual arts, as well as photography. And it attracts a different group of people. So there's some people that are really interested in the written word. There's some people that are very interested in speech. There's others that are more artsy. They like the photography or they like the visual arts, the kids drawing. So seeing what the interests are of the members and then offering that to our schools has been very successful and engages a lot of members in helping out.
And you guys lost some members this year at the beginning of the year, but you were able to keep a lot more and be in the top 10, or excuse me, be in the top 10 and be number three in growth and retention.
Yes, we had two clubs we were working with closely in the New Jersey area. In fact, I went down and our governor-elect went down and tried to meet with them and tried to help with the project. But unfortunately, they had people in their 90s and 80s, and we were hoping the school district would step up. We were meeting with the school district, and we thought we had some interest there, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. Um, yes, I have been using the form that was given to us by the growth chair last year. And he gave us a form and said, fill this out. Who do you know? And I gave that out to all the members and to all our presidents and said, take this to a meeting, have your folks fill it out, and look at who you could invite. I know my club alone has added seven members since August. And it's all by filling out a form, thinking about it, and then just showing and asking.
And how do you sell this on membership retention? How do you tell your members or new members coming in that th this Optimist Club is good for them?
I think when they experience it, they see it, and then they want to do more. The two that are leading the OWLS program are 35 years old. And the one had contacted me. Her grandpa was in the club. He died about 5 years ago. And she said, I want to continue the legacy. And so I told her all the different things we were doing. And I told her about this new program, the Owls. Well, that really set a fire under her. And she said, that is something I would really enjoy doing. So then she and the other 35-year-old, who happens to be her fiance, said, we'll lead this. And they've been leading it ever since.
And I don't think we covered this, but what does OWL stand for in that program?
Mhm. Optimists working towards learning success. So, what we're trying to do is help the children have their basic needs met so that they'll want to learn because we all know learning is the foundation for a good future.
That's a pretty creative program, and it's great you got some young people to step up. How long has she been a member?
She joined in August.
And she just hit the ground running.
She did. Yeah, her grandpa was the same way, so I'm not surprised. Mhm.
What advice do you have for governors right now that are maybe having some trouble retaining members or bringing in new members? What are some advice points you could give them?
Talk, talk with them, find out what they need, find out what's frustrating them, listen to what the struggles are, help them through them. I was just on the phone with the club this morning. They're not struggling, but they want to do something, and they wanted me to tell them how to do it. So I got the information and I walked them through what they need to do. I just think that communication piece, that relationship piece is so critical in retention.
And when you set out as governor, what were some other goals you had besides membership retention? What are personal goals you're working on as a governor?
Mhm. Well, again, growth was number one. Uh, I really wanted to see our Atlantic Central District grow. We're up, we might be up over 70 now with the 14 that were just added. Um, and good communication, just getting along, understanding each other, working together. Um, was very important to me. I'm also very organized. So bringing organization in is critical. And I've been helping others who perhaps aren't quite as organized learned how to organize to have more successful meetings.
And when you do that, do you meet with the clubs one on one, or how do you show these clubs what you're trying to get them to accomplish?
Yes, I tend to talk to people one on one. We'll talk about it at our district meeting, and I visit some of the clubs. I'm not going to get out to all 34 of them, but I have been on Zoom meetings. Uh, I've been to Philadelphia a couple times for our clubs, but I really enjoy the phone calls, just listening to their struggles, listening to their concerns. When we do our district meeting in February, we're actually doing some roundtables. Now, we're going to do it a little differently because we decided to go Zoom because of the weather. But what we're going to do is one is member engagement. We want to have two people that have been in clubs forever talk about member engagement. They are just a wealth of information. So we all want to listen to that. We all want to learn from them.
Moving forward, what would you want your clubs to learn from you about membership retention?
Uh, don't give up. You can make it happen. You got to work hard. You got to be persistent and consistent. And I think those are keys to success.
As you continue your career as governor, growth is always your next goal. Have you done any growing this year with new members?
Have we as a district?
Yeah, as a district, yes.
We were up 59, but again, we just added 14. So I think we're up over 70.
Well, that's promising news for other governors out there that it can be done by adding new members.
Oh, absolutely. I'd like to see us be over 100. And when we have our second quarter meeting, I'm going to challenge them. I actually put an incentive program in for our district. I decided to do that after talking to another governor last year, governor-elect. And so we'll be honoring some of our members and lieutenant governors for their successes for the first quarter. And we will do that all year long.
What is your incentive program built on? What are some of the things that you included in that?
Mhm. Of course, growth. So we want to honor the member that brings in the most uh, new members. We want to honor the lieutenant governor. We're honoring the president of that club. And then they get a free next quarter registration uh, for being the highest performer for the quarter.
Well, obviously it's working because you have a lot of people getting one that want to register for third quarter, apparently.
Second quarter, yeah, I'm not sure yet. But yes, I would hope so. And especially now that we're moving to Zoom, there was some concern about our weather. And I said, okay, we can work around that. Let's do a Zoom. So we'll go that route.
And then hopefully third quarter will be in person.
Third quarter definitely will be. That's when we have our oratorical, our district oratorical, and that's always a big event. We'll have probably anywhere between 50 and 75 people there. We have a luncheon for the parents and the children, so it's just very nice. Mhm.
Well, Connie, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you taking this time to, maybe give some inspiration to some other Optimist clubs out there for retention and growth, because you guys are doing some amazing things down there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're going to keep working at it.